Oh, God, lovely. Let's start recording now. Live stream. How's the weather over there with you? It's good?
Oh, it's so sunny.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out.
Yeah, the temperatures are getting very hot.
Yeah.
Well, for here it's 20 degrees, but it's normally we get that in the middle of the summer.
Let me see what
Um,
it is here. I don't know. It's very
yeah,
warm.
but it's nice. I'm enjoying it.
24.
Oh, yeah, we don't have it that hot, but it's nice. My sister, she's gone back to France and she's saying they're expecting 30 degrees this week.
Wow.
And this is still uh it's still only May.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be in for a very warm.
Yeah. But what I noticed late last years, it's May, June, it's warm. And then
Yeah,
July, August, it goes down. And then September,
yeah,
October gets beautiful again.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's we'll see what this year brings.
Yeah. We just have to embrace it.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else we can do.
No.
Okay, we are live. So good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I'm with the lovely Gina Kruzan, and she has a lovely group called The Bigger Picture. So this is a nice informal chat that I'm having with Gina. So Gina, tell me, how did you get started?
How do I
What
get
brought you to this space?
to the space? Oh, that's a long story, Declan. Do you want the short version or the long version?
Oh, we'll have the short version. 5 minutes or more.
Ah, well, actually, I was always working. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years, and I
Okay.
started out as a massage therapist and a rehabilitation trainer. And I will keep it very short. In 2013, I had a spinal back injury. From one day to the next, I could not do anything anymore. I had to stop working as it turned out to be that my back was so damaged that it seemed like I had a spine of a woman about the age of 90 while I was 42 at that time. So that was kind of a shock. And then I started my rehabilitation and back to school again. And because all the things that I've already learned and found out for myself, I could use to help other people in a different way, not physically, but so not energy work, but on a different way. So I did a study in 1 year that was actually meant to do in 3 years. I was so determined to get back to work because the doctor said I would never ever work again. And I got myself a dog, so I had an accountability partner. So I started to walk again and do all the things that I needed to do to get back on my feet. And 2000, when COVID happened, yeah, there I was. I could not work. Actually, because I was medical certified, I could work a little bit, but I decided to try to go online as well. And my first invite was for a company in Holland, do a presentation, and I was really like, oh, I got so nervous because I was the kid at school who would dive under the table when we needed to do the presentation in the class. I was so shy. I could not do it. And again, that happened at that moment again. So I was like, oh, stomach ache, all these things. So I thought I need to get control of this. I need to learn this. I need to do this better. So and then my online journey started with first hooking up with the wrong coaches, and um, yeah, it cost me a lot of time and money. And then eventually I came in ENTV and the other catapult groups,
Hmm.
and things started to shift right on.
Great. Who or what inspires you to the first, I suppose, to be given that diagnosis that you'll never move again and that your spine is gone? For most people, that would really sort of bring them down into the dumps and turn them the opposite way. So were you reading something, or did you have a great connection with spirit that helped you to turn around and say, no, I'm going to get better?
Yeah, Declan, I have had such a traumatic youth and I built myself up from the ground. And when I was early 30s, I had also a very, very bad health situation because of all the trauma. and the doctors always said it was something mentally and unexplained illnesses. And when I was 32 and I survived a viral infection on my lungs where I nearly died, I went to a therapist because I started a new study. And I said, I need your help because I got these family members that are sabotaging everything that I do constantly. And I can't get a hold of that. I need to get out of that space. And then we did some tests, and there I found out that I had PTSD that I was suffering from all these years. So for me, that was an eye opener. So I had something to work because I was completely in denial of all the things that were what had happened in the previous years. Of course, I knew it was not normal, but I always said to myself, "Oh, it isn't that bad. It isn't that bad," like that. And that was also the thing that kept me going because I was always trying. I lived with my dad and my brother because my mom left when I was 8. So I was very responsible. I had this drive to make it work, to make my daddy proud, whatever you call it. I was like,
Mm,
let's get a life, let's make it a good life. So every time something went wrong, for me that was oil to the fuel to become better and to start
right.
to go in a different direction. So that's actually still what I do.
That's great. Do you read any books? Like, I mean, Joe Dispenza, I mean, his experience was something similar where he was in an accident. He was on his bike and he got run over, and the same thing again. He was told he wouldn't walk again, and he'd been in a wheelchair and da, and he turned himself around completely. I mean, it's amazing with the power of the mind that when something happens, either we latch on something that's going to bring us forward, or we'll stay stuck and fall backwards. And it's congratulations now for getting that, using that as fuel to move forwards.
Thank you.
So, what sort of books do you read? Do you read books that inspire you, or
Yeah, I read all kinds of books. I usually lately I do the phone. How do you say that? The digital
oh
books.
yes, yeah, the one that talks to you.
And then I lay it next to my pillow. So when I lay in bed and I listen to it, but I'm a quick sleeper.
Right.
Within 10 minutes, I fall asleep. And then
Yeah, yeah,
I wake up and I think, oh, I missed all of it. So yeah, I try to read a lot of books that I can learn from, of course.
yeah,
But they're mostly the Dutch titles. I can remember them. I don't have to translate them in English.
yeah, yeah,
But it's all kind of different things.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's uh, there's a saying out there sometimes that if you play this material at nighttime, it gets into the subconscious quicker and easier because the thinking mind is not in the way. I know that I remember a time when my mother, she was learning French, or she was trying to learn French, and she had the play the tapes, um, and she used to play it at nighttime going to bed, and like that too. She'd fall asleep, and when she'd answer, the phone rang in the morning, she'd answer, said, "Yeah, bonjour." She used to automatically, and she said, "Oh, I spoke French." Oh, it was a shock to her.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Tell me, what's the aim with your group? What type of people are you looking for? Who,
Actually,
what sort of?
yeah, for me it is like what it's also inspired by my own upbringing. I was the kid who would never turn out to become something. So that's
Mm,
something that fueled me. I what I just told you, what I just shared. And I know a lot of people have the mindset of, yeah, this is who I am, so there will probably not never anything that will be changed. Or people who are struggling with their health and only look at the body instead of all the things that are a part of the bigger picture.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
in my opinion, and also what I experience, but also in my work, because I am already over 10 years doing this work in this setting. Yeah, everybody that knocks on my door with one certain question, there is always a question beneath the question. And then if you
yeah,
go peel the onion, the root cause is always in a different area.
yeah, yeah.
So and that's actually where this all comes from. And I want people in who are bold change makers or need a bold change. So they want to make a change but don't know where to start or how to start. And in this group, there will be people who need the help or the guidance, or people who already have found the way to do it.
Brilliant. What do you do to relax?
Sorry?
What do you do to relax?
I'm finding a new hobby. It's a bit hard because at first it was my dog and he passed away in September. So
Oh,
it's still a bit seeking
yeah.
for something else to do because he was really my center of the universe, and
Mm,
my walks with him and the joy I had with him was a big part of my life. Yeah. So
yeah.
I do. I work out. I sport a lot.
Mm,
I'm never bored. Never.
that's good. Is there anybody in particular who inspires you, who really gets you excited and say, "Oh yes, I'd like to be like that person," or follow that person's got great thinking.
I think I always take away from everybody who I meet something,
Mm,
because everybody has a spark and everybody has something that you can learn from, whether it's something positive or negative,
mm,
also in every circumstance or every experience that you have. And it's not that black and white. So I always try to be a little bit open minded and look at it as, what can I learn from this? Or how can I take this with me and try to do it myself also that way? So I try to not to be in a tunnel just to look
yeah,
at one thing. So yeah, I love, of course, Tony Robbins, and but also Brene Brown, and yeah, I don't know all the names of the podcast. Mel Robbins, uh,
mm.
um, I forget all these names.
There's so many out there now. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And really, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the same information, really, just presented in a different way, or
yeah.
you might gear towards one more than the other one. The Have you got any specific regimes that you like to follow? Do you get up in the morning time and say, okay, let's see what the day brings, or do you say, okay, this is what I want to achieve today, and this is what I'm going to do? Do you have
I'm
any
I'm on one hand very open, like, okay, let's just see what the day
see what
brings.
happens?
But I
Yeah,
do have my structure. I always get up around 5:30, and yeah, before I walk my dog. But that's
yeah,
gone
yeah,
now, and I need to go out in the morning again. I'm busy with it, practicing it again, because it's such an empty feeling to go
yeah,
without the dog now. But I do
yeah,
my exercise, I do my journaling, and all these things that I to prime my mind, and then I go to work, or I'm behind my desk doing
yeah.
these things that
So
I need to do, and yeah, it's every day different day for me. I never have this. I don't like uh, a scheduled life. I don't like it.
yeah, yeah. It's nice to have one that flows and you can go here and go there.
Yeah.
Do you live in the city or do you live out in the country?
I live in the city. I live in Amsterdam.
Okay. So Amsterdam, it's a very vibrant city, and there's a lot going on in Amsterdam. I suppose a lot of what's the word?
Bicycles.
Yeah, but a lot to keep you busy too.
Yeah.
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 What's your favorite thing of Amsterdam?
Yeah. It's a kind of energy that is there. And I
Mm,
know from people who have moved out of Amsterdam, they say you cannot explain what it is, but there is a certain kind of energy in the city
mm,
that you're going to miss when you leave. And I was not born in Amsterdam. I was born in the south. And
okay.
my mother's side of the family was born in Amsterdam, and they moved to the south when my mom was very young. And I am the only one who went back.
Went back. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I cannot imagine that I would ever leave Amsterdam again. It's so
Oh.
my home. It's like, I don't know. The people here are open, they're direct, sometimes
Mm,
a little bit too direct, even rude. That's something I don't like very much, but I can handle it. Um,
hmm.
yeah, I don't know. It's like a lot of free spirits here.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to find that. It's important to find a place where you fit in. I know for myself, there's a lot of places that I've been to, and I get back into the car and I keep moving. And then there's other places I stop and it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's hard to, there's no words, you can't describe it. And it's just like, feels like home. This is where I could settle down.
Yeah, my dad
It,
doesn't understand, but if I go visit my dad, I've been there. I haven't been there for a year and a half now. But when I go
Mhm.
back to my hometown, there's this blanket over my head. I'm like,
Yeah,
and I'm so glad when I go. And yeah, it's for my dad. It's not such a big compliment because he always makes it a bit personal. But he
Yeah,
said that I just don't like it. I just don't like it here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cannot stand to be here.
Yeah, I find there's people at a certain age, they don't understand. What do you mean you don't like it? But this is where I am. This is where your home is. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, why? And it's like, yeah, they just take it the wrong way. What sort of, do you have any dreams for the future? Or what is it that drives you to? Is there something special that you want to create? Or, like Tony Robbins, I was watching him there the other night and he was saying he wants to feed millions of people. He's feeding billions of people.
Yeah.
I think he said 10 billion or 2 billion, and he wants to increase it, double that again next year.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
have
I
any
love
big
that.
projects? Yeah, that's brilliant. And that's really, I find if we can get something like that, really to sort of move us on and get us out of ourselves,
Yeah.
that's saying we're okay, I'm living this life, but my life is to serve and to increase something for other people. Do you have any big projects like that that people can get attached to?
Yeah, of course, Bump. We are in Bump, and
Hmm.
I think that we are all who is part of Bump has certain mission to reach a lot of people with what they wanna serve other people with, and I think we have such a beautiful group of people who wants to collaborate and serve their mission and work together and create this beautiful ripple effect. So we get a better place in the end, and that we can all be part of that. I think that's a beautiful mission for all of us. And
Yeah,
for me
absolutely.
personally, it's to break cycles of trauma and become more healthy. So anything that I can do to contribute to that, that will be my
Mm,
mission.
that's great. Dave, I suppose a lot of people working in this field would have a special, maybe like a special diet that they stick to, or a lot of people would be vegans or vegetarians, or they have a strict protocol as to what they eat or what they won't eat. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I because I have a lot of chronic illnesses had in the past. I was like I had IBS in a very very severe form, and I have cured from that myself also, and
Mm,
all the other things that came along with it. And when I finally understood how it all was connected, the best thing to do with your food, at least that's my vision on it, my is to be as diverse as possible.
mm,
I'm a gut health therapist, and your gut needs as much variety as possible. So the gut the
micro, yeah.
microbes are
Mm.
getting fed as much different things, so they can be as diverse as possible, because there is where health starts or health gets compromised.
Would you recommend any detox programs to people?
No,
Or
I'm very strict in this because a lot of people ask me those questions. I say, you have to do a functional lab test to see what's going on inside of your body.
mm,
And depending on the question or on the situation from somebody, you can say, maybe you can try this for a little while to see if it gets better. Start with enzymes or whatever it is. But
mm,
if people are very distressed, the first thing that happens when we are in stress is that our digestion gets compromised.
yeah,
So, and a lot of people are in distress. So that's the most obvious thing for me to say to people: your digestion needs to get better.
better.
And if that's the long-term thing, then you know that food does not get absorbed well, and so you get a shortage of nutrients, you get malabsorption, and so on and so on. So eventually, that will drain your energy, and then you have a very cellular problem in the end.
And there's probably a lot of emotional problems going on as well with these type of individuals.
Yeah, because neurotransmission, hormones, everything gets
Mm,
out of balance, and a lot of people say, "Yeah, I've got hormonal imbalances," or "I got this, I got," but it's all related to where you start with eating. How stressed are you, and
mm,
how does your digestion work? Does your body get the right amount of food every day? Do you get really food, or is it just are you just stuffing yourself?
mm.
how valuable is the food that you take, and what does your body can do with with things that you eat. So all these questions make what is right for you or not. There is no one size fits all.
No, of course not. We're all different. But can you talk to us a little bit more about that? How to help people to get a better understanding of people mightn't associate the mental trauma with what's going on in their belly and think that, oh, but it's my stomach, right? I don't have an emotional things.
Yeah,
Is it?
in the end, everybody has emotional things. We all
Mm,
have it, and that's something that is also something that we need to be more open about. We all have
mm,
certain kinds of stress, and one more than the other. But my clients come mostly for food, or for they're tired, or any other kind of physical disbalance. And then I start talking with them. And if my clients with only mental or emotional questions come, I also ask them about their food habits. And then they start scratch. Why do you want
yeah.
to know? Yeah. And then we walk back the timeline, because I always start at the date of birth, and even with the pregnancy of the mother, because all these information gives me insights of how somebody is wired. How much
Mm,
stress did you already have when you were a child or when you were a baby? And this is all affecting our stress response. And if our stress response is irregulated, so you can understand that your digestion and everything that's attached to connected with it,
connected.
like your nervous system is connected with your immune system, and your immune system corresponds with your organs. So, and if you got to understand how that all is a bit or is connected, and you can people make aware of that. And that's something that I do, because I love to give people the knowledge, so that it's not just me saying what they need to do,
Yeah.
but when they're done with the program, or with the coaching program, or with the health program, that they have something that they can use for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Yeah, because I find that there's so many people there now with health issues at the moment, and there's so much stress out there with the work environment and the conditions that people have to work in. And then if they listen to the news and plugged into the thing, I can't see people getting out of the bed at all. It'd be just too much for them. Is there any piece of advice that you would like to leave our listeners with?
yeah. I've got one standard last sentence. Always trust your gut. If something
Yeah,
feels off, then mostly it is off.
it's off. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, go on a quest, ask for help, and if somebody can help you, then they mostly know somebody else who can.
yeah. But definitely go look for help, ask questions,
Yeah,
and here with the bump platform, there's plenty of people here who could answer that question for you. So
absolutely.
free, look out for the bump calls and ask questions.
Yeah.
So Gina, how can anybody who would like to get in touch with you, how would they best do that?
They can join me at the bigger picture. They can join the
Yeah,
Facebook group if they want. They can connect with me on Facebook, or they can simply just send me a DM. And
lovely stuff.
yeah,
That's great. Thank you, everybody. This is Declan Kavanagh with Gina Kruzan from the big picture, saying over and out. Thank you very much
thank
for your time, and everybody feel check out check out Gina. She's got wonderful information. And even if you feel that there's something off with your digestion, or you're feeling just a little bit tired and groggy, contact Gina, because you never know, there might be something more going on, and Gina would be able to help you to unravel you, and so that you can get better. So check out Gina, and her Facebook page is the bigger picture. So remember that and tune in. Thank you very much. Over and out.
thank you, Declan. Thank you for having me.
Lovely stuff. That was great, Gina.
Thank you.
Uh, oh yeah, that's gone off too. It's all these buttons that you have to press to be. Oh,
You know what I do now? I always go back to the live stream. I just uncouple the live stream. That's all you need to do.
oh yeah, that should be gone.
Yeah, but
Oh,
if you
stop. wasn't gone. Yeah.